Talk. Words.
Hello.
Now let's get my microphone working. Here we go. All right, welcome everybody to Legendary Tales. Let's turn that off. I'm Devin. It's been a long time since we played, so I'll give the recap as to what's happening. And everybody, welcome Snek as Sabis. We have a new player instead of Monster.
Hi.
For the foreseeable future, and her character will be introduced momentarily. I'm very excited. A little bit of a recap since it's been 3 months since we played. We have essentially, they went into a dungeon to find the Soulforged of Life Horde. Life Horde. The Soulforged of Life Horde, the brand new one. And they came across a dryad lady in a prison. Dryad in a prison. Then they rescued her, and they basically rushed out of the prison into the blizzard, and they headed back to Evie's uncle's house. And that's where we're gonna go ahead and start off. Let me get some music going. Or is this working? Did they fix this, by the way? I don't. Oh, that's so loud. Holy moly. I also need to mute this tab. There we go. Okay. So the last point we were at is they were going back to Evie's uncle's home. And all of you get up there. You open the door. The blizzard sort of rushes in for a moment while they're just standing there. And the second that you guys enter with the Dryad lady, make a perception check, Loershik Technician and Vidar, please. Or a survival check.
Fixes itself, I will.
Survival check would work as well.
Oh, the game is paused.
Oh, it shouldn't matter. Sorry, but go ahead.
We did. This is the first time all of us have. Oh, wait a minute.
That's definitely a Loershik roll right there. So you guys starting off strong. You guys get inside, and you're not appear to be followed, primarily because that whole prison area is burning down from the inside. Because I think Evie fireballed it last time. You guys get into the house, and the first thing you notice is basically a giant snake lady. I say giant meaning very small, but still. There's a snake lady sitting by the fire with no winter clothing on at all, just chilling right next to Evie's aunt and their newborn. It's a newborn, right? Yeah.
It was last time. It might have grown up since then.
Yeah, 3 months. That's a long time.
Yeah.
There's basically a purple snake lady sitting by the fire next to Evie's aunt and newborn. What are you guys doing?
I'm making awkward eye contact back and forth between, trying to be like, hey, I see you, you see me, I see a snake. Is this okay?
If responds by just looking back and then looking back, just left and right between the two.
Why don't we start with Vidar? Go ahead and describe your character. Real quick. Actually, let's do Sabis. Sabis, go ahead and describe your character real quick to us.
All right, Sabis is like a little tiny 4'11" snake lady with purple varied scales and some natural armor. She has some rather interesting clothing on, which basically consists of a heavy skirt and a scarf that seems to be somehow mended around her. Wearing a rather pleasant necklace and has a full backpack of adventuring gear sitting on the fireplace next to her.
Okay. Vidar, go ahead and describe your character for Sabis, or at least what you look like right now.
I forgot. Are we in disguises?
No, you are not, because you went into combat.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So Vidar is a not super tall, but just right now looks like a human with some blonde hair but glowing blue eyes. One of the eyes is a slightly different color, but otherwise just wearing a long cloak and wearing standard leatherish looking armor.
Right?
Okay, Loershik.
Loershik is a fairly tall lizard. He is 6'4", and
Fairly tall. He's
he
huge.
has a mohawk, and at his roots it's silver hair, and it goes to white hair. His scales are white and green, and occasional scales are black. And his eyes they look like lava.
Okay.
Hmm.
Technician.
Yeah, Alexa, give me a perception check real quick. There's one thing. Just one thing.
Mm. Go find that.
Um,
Oh, I'm still in private GM role.
I'll go ahead and reveal that one.
Okay, thank you. Oh, okay. Okay, so you see what appears to be a man made of wood and metal, but more androgynous features, so no real tell to any sort of like, I guess, gender. Followed and accompanied by a what appears to you to be a 4.5 foot, 4 to 4.5 foot long badger.
Is it a badger now?
It's been a badger for a while. Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that. Oh yeah, because the
haven't-
other one
we haven't
died.
done
The
research
other one
yet.
died, didn't it?
No, 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 no. We didn't know. We
Badger.
we basically reskinned it. It was
That's
a fox, and then we reskinned it to a badger, and we haven't changed it since. We can change it again.
You don't have to. Yeah, so you guys sort of walk in, and there's like this new person, and you guys are just awkwardly staring at each other. Does anyone want to say anything? Oh, Sabis, you recognize Loershik as a different person, but very similar to someone that you know.
That sort of locks eyes with Larashik, trying to recognize exactly where the hell she knows her from. And just sort of tilts her head and shrugs it off. She'll figure it out later.
Fair enough.
Do I recognize Sabas at all?
It depends on how old Sabis is.
I put her as 28.
You might. Let's go ahead and do this. How high or low, Sabis?
Low.
Go and roll D100 for me, please. Do a /R space 1D100.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, you do not recognize him, or you're neither of you. Like you see a familiar face, but not really familiar. Loershik, you have no idea. There was a chance that you might have seen each other, but
Why did I say low? We rolled all those D100s earlier. Why did I say low?
yeah, and you didn't roll low at all on any of them. It's fine.
All right. Well, we'll get
I-
this out of. Oh, go ahead.
You can go.
Hello.
Sabbath sort of waves back in the same awkward way. Hey there. I'm Sabbath. And you are?
My designation is Technician R3P-R4P, but people call me Rep Rap.
Sort of
Vidar,
ponders a little bit, bouncing back and forth. Rap works.
Vidar is keeping an eye on the ant and says, "Hello."
She looks back at you and is like, What have I done?"
She's just here. She's trying to warm up by the fire. What's this accusatory look for?
I look to the ant and say, "Oh, it looks like you have company. We aren't imposing, right?"
No, she didn't really barge her way in, but she was very confused and she looked kind of cold, not as cold as I would expect, but yeah, she's sort of here.
So Sabbath sort of nods towards the ant. Thank you again.
Oh, you're welcome. We've had all sorts of new adventures and things today. So, yeah, it's been a interesting couple days actually.
So,
I
who is carrying the dryad?
Yeah, she's unconscious right now.
Yeah. I can't recall.
I
might
believe
have
it
been
was me because my strength was so high.
That's true.
That's right. That is true. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, Sabbath kind of
so-
looks over at the drag girl and goes, "And she is."
I take her and set her on the. You're sitting on a couch. Is Sabbath sitting on a couch?
Just thinking about the
There's
fireplace.
like basically she's sitting like on the ground in front of the fireplace, and there's a large rocking chair that's empty behind her.
I set the dryad in the rocking chair, and reach my hand out to Sabbath and introduce myself. Hi, I'm Lorishik.
Yeah, Sabbath sort of takes the hands and gives it a single firm shake.
I look
So-
to the ant and say, "Is there anyone we can call to maybe get this dryad some attention?"
Probably not without getting in trouble. But I think my husband should be home soon, and I think he's bringing back healing potions. So, because I guess he expected you to be in a fight or something.
To answer your question, Sabas, this is a friend we have not met yet.
Sabbath sort of tilts her head. Friend you haven't met yet. You usually get to meet someone to be their friends, do you not?
Who is carrying the divining rod right now?
Still wrap.
Is it in your hand, or is it like in your bag, or?
It would have been in my bag. I believe I put it away when we entered that tavern.
Okay.
I might have taken it out again to just like be like, is this our person? And it was going off, but yeah, that's about it.
Okay, just verifying. Loershik. Callum is there, right? You guys didn't get rid of Callum. You didn't use him at all, did you? I don't think you did. It wasn't. I would have assumed it would be in the notes if you used him up.
He was used. He wasn't used up, but he was participating in that battle.
He was.
Advice or like physically?
It was advice. He was not
Yep.
Okay.
in a form.
But you didn't use his like big ability. He's sort of standing next to Sabbath, like looking down at her. He looks back at you and he goes, "I think she knows you or something. I think
What
something."
gives you that sense?
Well, look at her. She keeps looking at you, up and down and stuff, all pondering like. As you guys are like sort of having this conversation, the uncle walks in, and he has like a small bag, and he says, "Oh, you're back! Fantastic!" He sort of walks over and starts like handing out healing potions to everybody, and he's like, he hands one to Rep and is like, "If you want to heal the dryad, you should do that now. I mean, we're safe. I looked around and none of that building is on fire, but no one has come out yet. So
Does he hand one to Sabbath?
he does not. He does not hand you a healing potion.
Okay.
Does
We're gonna do
Sabbath-
with this.
Go ahead, Lorishik.
does Sabbath see or hear me talking to Callum?
Make a perception check, Sabbath, real quick. Or an insight check. Make an insight check, actually. That would make more sense for this one. You could definitely tell something's going on, but you're not really sure what it is. He's definitely talking to someone, but they're not visible.
Sabbath kind of cocks her head at Lurashik and then pick marks in the back of her brain as a question asked later.
All right. Vidar, what have you been doing this whole time?
After the ant kind of gave him that snippy remark back, he kind of like eased up. He was just mostly making sure that this wasn't a hostage situation.
Oh, yeah.
Eased up and kind of stood near the door as he always did. And when the uncle came in with all the potions and such, probably took one and then has just been kind of watching the dryad and Sabbath both doesn't like unfamiliar people.
Fair.
From a distance, like on the other side of the room kind of thing.
Yeah. So what are you guys doing? Technician, are you going to heal the dryad or no?
Yes. Oh, I didn't click the second button, did I?
No, you did not.
Okay.
So you're actually using Cure Wounds instead of a potion. Okay,
Yes. Yeah.
awesome. You walk over and you touch her on like her shoulder, and she sort of looks around, and her eyes are actually
It is
glowing.
okay.
Her irises on her eyes are actually glowing like a very bright, almost chartreuse or neon green. As soon as she wakes up, and you know for a fact that like normal dryads and stuff don't do that.
You are safe here. You are among friends. We removed you from whatever that was.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Your eyes are glowing abnormally. Is this something you've experienced before?
My whole life, yes.
That would
Is
count as
it
polar.
contagious?
No, it should not be.
Just checking.
The dryad looks around at each of you and like sort of nods and then stands up, and she like adjusts herself and puts her hands down her body, and this like beautiful looking autumnal dress made apparently of what looks like it looks like leather, but it's in the shape of like really beautiful like banana tree leaves, and they're very long, and then they have like little flutters and things all around it, and she floats like 6 inches above the ground, like as her like mode of transportation. She doesn't walk, and she goes to each of you and like looks you up and down. And this dryad is like 7 feet tall, by the way. You didn't really get her scale until she starts walking around. And she looks at each of you and she says, "My name is Chestlet." And I thank you for saving me.
What
Chestnut.
got you in that situation in the first place?
The Inquisitor, they find me in the forest before the blizzard, and they take me down there, accuse me of witchcraft and arcane magic.
While that conversation is going on, Rep is going to sort of sneakily check the divining rod.
Oh, this shit is like, it was normally glowing blue and like brighter and brighter. It has like a sort of pulse that goes all the way down the length of it, but it's no longer pulsing, and it has changed to like a bright green color.
Bright green for yes.
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
Vidar asks, why would they have suspected you of witchcraft or arcane magic use?
Because Dryad are normally only held to druidic magic, but I do not have druidic magic. And she sort of walks over to Loershik, grabs your hand. It's like the most gentle and like warming grasp ever, and like turns your hand upside down and hands you a literal ball of flame in your hand.
Does it feel hot?
Not at all.
I just like inquisitively hold it up and like look at it and look back to the
That's
group.
definitely not druidic magic, though. That's the first thing you notice.
Do I recognize anything about Chastlet? Like, is she familiar in any way?
Make a history check, please, or an insight check. Either one. I think both of those could work in this instance. There is something strangely familiar to you very recently, right? Like, almost like she knows who you are and you know who she is, but neither of you have any clue, you know?
Do we all feel that way, or just
All of you feel that way.
I assume not me.
No, even you feel that way.
Oh, neat.
I take the ball of flame and toss it to Rep Rap.
In the middle of it flying, it turns into a small chunk of temper. As Technician sort of catches it.
Fascinating. This is... Well, there shouldn't be any more of this.
There isn't.
Is this real or is this an illusion?
It's real. And you realize, Luershik, that you were holding a ball of temper, but she made an illusion of it being fire, which is even less druidic than anything else.
So if I understand this correctly, Chestlet, you can, in fact, create temper.
No, I cannot. I can disguise it, which is the only reason I have survived up until this point.
Rep Rep is going to sort of turn to Vidar and say, fascinating.
Yes, who would be able to disguise temper? Interesting.
He says as he literally isn't even disguised anymore. You can definitely see that Vidar's face is definitely made of like... So, Sabis, what do you do when Vidar says that? Because you definitely could detect some sarcasm and some sort of something else happening.
Sabis is sort of just drinking in right now, around a bunch of unfamiliar people still trying to warm up.
Go and make a perception check for me, please. Oh my god.
Can't roll better.
You can't. The first thing that you do notice is that Vidar is actually made of temper. Like his entire face is like very intricate, small little plates that each have their own contours and valleys and like ridges and things like that are very... Makes him look very much like a human, but he's made of temper, and his eyes are sort of like inserted in that, and they like emit light. You said one of them is blue. What's the color of the other one, Vidar?
I think one of them is like royal blue and the other one's like ice blue
Yep.
after it got the whole tattoo thing.
Yep. And you also notice that, like, Technician is... Because you've seen, like, a handful of ancient Warforged, and Vidar looks like one of them. But Technician is, like, a brand new, different thing. But Warforged are extremely rare. So the fact that there are two of them in the room together is, like, what is happening right now?
Yeah, Sabis sort of sits up much more alert now, realizing that this is not just, you know, three average people.
Lordship, may I talk to you over here for a second? Oh, just over here. Just over here.
Where are you gesturing?
Just
in
this
moment?
corner over here. This quieter corner over here, please.
Corner in the middle of the living room. All right, I kind of shrug and just meander over to the corner.
Yeah, we're so at regular volume. At regular volume, Ref says, "I would like to talk to you privately. It might be wise that we question Chestlet separately, and perhaps talk to and figure out the alignments and allegiances of this new person."
Is everyone in the room obviously?
Everyone can hear him.
Rep going to turn around and look at everybody.
Yeah.
Hang on. Rep turns around and looks at everybody and then looks back at Lorchek and says, "Keep your voice down."
I just peer over Rap's shoulder, back at back at the ant, and say, "Can we possibly use like a bedroom just for a few moments?"
You might as well talk about it here. We heard him. Let's just air everything. Sabis, you're not here to kill anyone, right?
Sabis stops her giggling and just sort of nods. Yes, I'm not here to kill anyone.
You're not here to murder these people, right?
I don't know where I'm at. gonna be honest.
I want to do an insight check.
Go ahead, do an insight check. Please roll well. Yes!
Yeah, she is completely
Wow.
genuine. She has zero idea where she is.
Completely genuine. She doesn't know where she is.
Okay. Okay.
So if you don't know
wrap
where
it.
you are, how did you get here?
Walking. Lots and lots of walking. She sort of grabs her backpack and then slams the heavy thing down in front of her. You know, all the pickaxe and the masonry tools jiggling. Opens it and pulls out a notebook and starts like flipping out map after map after map after map of tunnels.
Loershik, you recognize that she is also from the underground areas.
And she just keeps going. She's had like 80 of these goddamn things.
Oh,
And she goes, and she sets them all down and goes, all of them are wrong. I don't know what happened, but 3 months ago, everything moved. And I've been stuck underground ever since. I just came out. All of these are wrong. I'm a little upset about it.
And
Walk
that's...
over to the maps and pick them up.
Mm-hmm. There...
And
so as you're like looking over the maps, you recognize your father's handwriting on some of the really old ones after having interacted with him and seen his stuff.
Did you have help with these?
A bit. I mostly wrote them out myself. I had a couple of archaeological friends help me out.
Do I see one for Dahakoan?
You do see one that the one that you see for Dahakoan was old, but there's like the newer sort of, like it was in like a black ink. Now there's like a blue version of it with the modern version that you guys were just in, with those tunnels that lead to where you met Life Horde were not explored yet.
Have you
She sort of like looks up at Lorshik. Sorry, continue.
Go ahead.
No,
have you spoken to the mayor?
You definitely...
The mayor
of Dahakoan, she would not have known yet. She would, like, the dates on everything, she was gone way before that happened.
These are over months and months and years.
Yeah.
And she seems genuinely upset by the fact that all of them are wrong now.
They looked like they were accurate. They were well made. You did do a good job.
Yeah, I know. I just gotta restart. I just gotta find where to start again. I've just been stuck underground ever since. I'm no dwarf. I don't know my way around the tunnels.
Anything that's worth doing is...
Rep is going to turn to Lorchik real quick and say, how did she detect my thoughts?
I look back to Rep and just say, you know, sometimes you just wear your thoughts on your sleeve.
That is very ineffective armor.
I set the maps back down carefully because I want to respect craftsmanship and say there have been some events that have unfortunately changed these tunnels permanently. We too are trying to get to the bottom of it.
Could anyone explain what's going on? I haven't seen someone for 3 months.
We can explain. But the short version is that there was an attack on an island. This attack resulted in the entire island exploding. When that entire island exploded, a lot of seismic events happened. There is fire in the sky to the west. The tunnels have been completely rearranged. We were recently down there, and nobody could navigate. We mostly guessed.
Alexa, fuck. Savas. So you see the night.
Who is Alexa? You have an invisible friend. No, okay.
Savas sort of looks at Rip Rap and goes, wait, one explosion did that?
It was a very large explosion. To clarify, the entire island of Nilhund is now gone. I say island because that is technically all the continent is.
Alexa, who was picking up her maps to put them, shuffling them back. God damn it, Savage. I've been playing Alexa in like 3 different campaigns. I'm trying to get my brain over it. picks up all of her maps, was trying to pick them all up, and then just drops them again and goes, "The entire continent is gone."
To the best of our knowledge, yes.
She picks up her maps again, bundles them up all nicely, and then throws them in the fire.
Oh shit.
That may have not
I
been necessary.
dart after them and try to grab them before they burn up.
Go ahead and make a Loershik, go ahead and make I'm gonna say initiative check, and I'm gonna say that if you get what, like, no, it's not gonna be contested. It's just gonna be if you get a basically a you're basically standing right next to her. So I'm gonna say that you can get to them before they like actually ignite if you get above 14.
Won't let me do an initiative check because
So just do
you saw me do
dexterity.
a D20 +
Just
3.
do a dexterity check. Yeah, just do a standard dexterity check. Oh yeah. You go to throw them in the fire and Lorishik's hands are already there.
She sort of looks up at Lorishik and goes, "None of these are accurate. There's no point to these anymore."
Even though they may not be accurate, the rooms and cities are still valuable to us. They have no maps that we were able to find while we were down there last, and we can help update these if you let us.
Zavis puts her hand in her claws and sort of thinks for a long moment. "Yeah, I guess you're right. We can keep them for now."
And looking over the maps, you can actually see like how they're collated and how they sort of fit together after a moment, after you guys actually look over them all. Because I assume that Rep, you're just like, you want to know, right? You can't help yourself. Your curiosity is killing the cat right now. So
Yes.
I would assume, do you go over there and you like take the maps and start laying them out and stuff, or what do you do? What do you do?
Leave the maps alone, but eventually he's going to want to. He's going to want to try to lay them all out. He knows they're inaccurate, so it's going to be more about puzzling together where things have shifted.
So,
well, they're inaccurate because the world doesn't update where they are, but if you
Right,
put them
yeah.
all together, they'll fit.
Yeah.
So, that being said, I think that this is a moment for technician. Potential character development whenever you're doing okay.
Sorry, yeah, give me 1 second here.
We'll get what Vidar's doing.
Okay.
Vidar, what are you doing? What have you been doing for this whole conversation?
I'm basically standing near the door, making sure that we weren't followed.
Make a perception check for me, please. Okay. And you're just standing by the door?
Yeah, just kind of like leaning against the wall next to it. Mostly keeping an eye on the room, but every once in a while kind of just like peeking over.
You hear the sound of very heavy feet from outside over the wind.
Do they appear to be approaching the house or kind of just like people walking by?
Make a history check for me, please. You're pretty good at knowing what people are and are not doing overall, and you recognize the sound of a very familiar person. Oh, did I have my note? Hell yeah. Okay. I don't remember what his name is. Bounty Master Sinhold. It's either him or someone just as large as him.
Vidar kind of, without even, like, still back to the wall, kind of just reaches his arm out, kind of, and grabs the door handle and pulls the door open and kind of peeks over.
And he goes, oh my gods, Vidar, I'm going to have to ask you to stop doing that. You're like a wizard. I don't appreciate that. And he sort of walks in. And what walks in, Sabas, is like an 8-foot tall Goliath who is basically an enormous Viking. Like a huge beard, lots of, like, this one, didn't he have blonde hair? He's blonde-haired, right? right? He had like actual blonde hair on his head, and it's all braided, and he's huge. And he has this like massive fur coat on, and he comes in and he says greetings to the aunt, who is very clearly the owner of the home. Do you mind if I come in? And she shakes her head no, as she pulls the baby close and like scoots her chair closer to the fire. He closes the door. He says, "What did you all do?"
It's nice to see you too.
It's fantastic to see you, Luershik. What did you guys do?
We liberated somebody from the clutches of oppression for the revolution.
Chaz Tillett sort of like bows, curtsies toward the bounty master, and he bows back to her. I see. Does this have to do with the thing that we talked about the last time? The big thing.
Rep is just going to produce the divining rod. He's just going to hold it out.
Oh my god. Greetings. Also, greetings, new person. He's like, this massive guy is just like waving at you at Sabas over there.
Sabas has been tucking her maps back in, sort of soothing the singe edges, and then puts them back in her backpack and goes, "Hi, I'm not involved with this. We're gonna get us in trouble."
No, of course not. We are the good guys. These are the members of the Hodieger. They are sort of big business here. And,
Sabas just shrugs. I just got here. I
well, well, now as good a time as any if you're looking for a party.
I think I'm guilty by association at this point.
Oh, you're not guilty of nothing. The Inquisitors can all fuck off and die. So you've done nothing wrong. If anything, you've helped us. You've done a service.
Sabas gives like 3 very long nods of just trying to like wrap her brain around what the hell has been going on the last 5 minutes. And goes, okay.
Because one of those things is, they can't get out of the burning building if there's a 400-pound man blocking the door.
Vidar goes, "Oh no, were they okay?"
No, they're not. They burned alive. It was glorious.
Sabas sort of looks at the aunt, like with the very questioning, like, "Why did you let me in?" Look.
The aunt just looks at you and she's like, I mean, if anything, they need a moral compass.
Sabas, the world is a very different place from the one you left. Before the island exploded and everything got rearranged, there was not open persecution against arcane magic users. There was not a manhunt for terrorists.
Sabas snaps her head over to Rack and goes, "Wait, there's a manhunt against mages right now?"
There is open persecution on arcane magic users. Druids appear to be in the clear. Some clerics also appear to be in the clear, but the fact remains that people who channel their magic through focus, through temper, are actively being hunted.
Sabas lets out
just like Chestlet was accosted and abused.
Sabas lets out a very long, slow sigh.
I'm
glad I was underground then.
I assume that one of you is going to basically give a rundown of everything that's happened in the last 3 months.
Yeah, that's basically what I was going
okay.
to say. Blah, 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 blah.
I think now we've already gone over everything.
I think we've gone over everything now. There's like a huge inquisitorial manhunt for arcane magic users. All the things have happened. Now we can do some character building for technician. So here's how this is going to work. This is a moment for you of there is information available to you. You can't access it. Where we're going to go either curious. So there's two sides to this coin. I think you only have one of your information discs have not activated yet. I think you only have one that isn't activated, or 2. Do you have 2, 1, or 2? Do you have those on? Do you have that on your notes?
Hang on. I have that on my notes. Hang on. We have a total of 4. 2 did not activate.
2 did not activate. So one of the other 2 activates, and you feel it spin up in your head for a moment. And you sort of get rushed back to this moment of you just awakened and you sort of found like a set of tools and like a something that was trying to be built, and you sort of, this is the moment in which you chose, am I going to build this or am I just going to leave well enough alone? And what we're going to do is, since you've been sort of pushed in the way of curiosity, we're going to give it 25% of, what is the best way to describe it? Indifference.
Okay.
And then 75% toward curiosity. Which side do you want to be curiosity and which side do you want to be indifference?
Wait, I'm sorry. What do you mean? Which side?
1 to 75 or 1 to 25?
High to low. High will be curiosity.
Okay, so curiosity will be 76 to 100. Or so what else? It will be 26.
26 to 100, yeah.
26 to 100. And then indifference will be 1 to 25. You are pushed towards indifference. I'm not saying you're not curious at all.
Right.
But there is also something to be said that your curiosity up until this point has not really given you anything good. You know, it's been more of a...
I waved hello at a dragon. That's about the best thing that's come out of this. And it didn't do anything. That was magic. Yeah.
But there's a few things that have happened that as you're looking back at it and all these like memories trigger and all these things, it's like you go to build this thing because you're curious and you want to see all the pieces fit together, and you just sort of were like, I'm going to leave this alone. That's what you remembered.
So pick up, look, leaf through, start to kind of rearrange, and then kind of look up and say, these are immediately useless, but Luerchik is right. They should be maintained for historical context. And hands them back.
So that pushes you towards the indifference, but that's not saying that that's where you're going to end up.
Yeah. No, I know.
Obviously.
Was that a specific chip?
I don't remember which ones do you have.
17 and 6 were the two that had not. So 17 was the one we originally found on the wall in the alley. 6 was the delivered at the workshop.
6.
9 and 10 are the ones that are activated. Okay.
6. It would be one of the earlier ones. So, Vidar, what do you do after Bounty Master Sinhal comes in?
Kind of seeing him react to the divining rod getting pulled out. Vidar starts thinking a bit about what happened in Life Horde's room.
Mm-hmm.
And walks towards Chaslet and says, "Do you mind if I try something?"
Oh, not at all. How can I help? And she sort of holds out her hands.
And Vidar just kind of reaches out and takes one of her hands in his hand and just kind of stands there.
You stand there for a moment and it feels like nothing is about to happen, but then the room palpably gets warm. And the runes on your hand begin to glow green and sort of walk up. Like you can see like through your glove that your hand is glowing. And you can feel like a sort of warmth moving up your arm.
Do you know anything about this?
I do not. But for some reason, I feel the urge to go north.
We do know somebody in the north that can help you with understanding what's happening to you. More importantly, we know somebody that can help get you there. And sort of Rep Rap sort of looks at Bounty Master Sinhold. Wait, I'm sorry. Actually, do we have Yeet Stones? I'm pretty sure we have.
You have a set of Yeet Stones, yes.
Okay.
I don't know if we need to send her that far north. Because remember, the person that sent you on this mission is north, but not that far. I don't think...
Raises a hand and goes, "Wait, I thought I was heading north. Where am I?"
You could not be farther south at the moment.
Samus puts her face in her hands and just goes, "Shit. Alright." This will be fun.
A compass, Sabas, a compass.
Sabas kind of shrugs. They don't work as well underground.
Oh, that's right. Actually, they don't.
The one we had did.
You know, when you get knocked over, all the tunnels are wrong. You just have to pick a direction and go, and I was hoping it was north, and now here I am. I assume somewhere in the crags.
You are in the
Correct.
crag. You are just at the capital city of Skjornshorn, too far to the south.
She just lets out a very deep sigh, realizing that she is literally the opposite of the world from where she wants to be right now.
Maybe we should. Maybe you guys should go north. To the. Any points at Loershik? You know
To our
the place.
secret war place that where we band together.
No, the other one with the guy who's stuck in the place that you told me about. The big one.
Life.
Do you the correct?
Life form.
You remember where we discovered that Vidar is a cell phone, whatever that is.
Yes.
Maybe
We-
you should take. What did you say her name was? The lady.
Tesla,
The lady. Take her
the
there.
Dryad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Take this nice young lady to that guy. Maybe he can explain to her.
A bad idea.
We would be passing through some tunnels that would help Sabas improve her maps.
So should I
Assuming you
charter?
want to come with Sabas.
She sort of looks around at the wide variety of people in the room and goes, I probably should. I don't think I'll make it back from the tunnels.
Should I charter a? I have my big horses here. Should we go? We could go now if you would like.
Sabas
I-
kind of shrugs. I don't ride horses usually.
You're not riding in horse. You're riding in cart, or I mean, stagecoach.
She nods. That'll work. That'll
I-
work.
It shows some
No,
visible
Sinhald
wounds
is
from
absolutely
this
more of a
battle.
cart guy.
I could use a little bit of rest after that fight we just encountered, but
Then why
I am
don't
ready
we
to go
meet?
whenever.
Why don't we meet in the morning? Because from
Sure.
from yes. Sorry, I'm looking for the name of the lady that he rolls with. That I don't have notes for his spirit lady, his law speaker. Why don't I have her name? Hold on. I think I have her right here.
I don't think we've met Sinhold's law speaker yet, have we?
No, it's the blonde lady. Like one of Evie's friends. Hold on. Jarl Hellman. Remember, because he's the bounty
yeah.
master, and Jarl Hellman, he rolls with her all the time, because she's the Jarl of is it Gunderford or Turfor? It's Turfor, right?
I have to find it.
Yeah, but Jarl Hellman said that the blizzard should be over by the morning, or at least the snow will be done falling by the morning. So we can leave in the morning, but it has to be early.
That might be our best bet. We are still technically connected to a crime of passion. No,
Yes, with no witnesses.
a crime brulee.
Crime.
Did anybody witness you?
No. There was no one outside.
We should be safe then. Unless somebody very investigative comes along.
And even then, it probably would require divination magic, which is not good.
We should be safe to rest here tonight.
Yes. And I will be just outside the city waiting for you with my horses. And the carriage.
Which gate? Which gate?
The south gate.
By the south gate.
Yes. Because
Okay.
the Inquisitors do not go to the south gate. Because that's where they hold those dragons and the other animals, remember?
Yes.
All right. I will see you in the morning. And he sort of pulls open the door and closes it really quickly behind himself. All right. You hear him sort of like adjust himself and he starts moving off. What do you guys do?
Rep is going to take the chunk of temper he's probably still holding in his hand and offer it back to Chestlet. I am sorry, this is yours.
Oh, thank you. She takes it and she puts it in like a bag or like one of the pockets of her dress. She sort of floats over to you guys. So are we leaving then? In the morning?
We will rest here tonight. In the morning, we will meet at the south gate or just outside. We will join Bounty Master Sinhald. And then you said also Law Speaker Hellman is or Jarl Hellman?
Jarl Hellman is with her. Or is
Okay.
with him. Oh no, she's the... Jarl Hellman is the Jarl of Skjornsorn.
Yeah. Jarl Hellman is specifically the one that has a crush on Lord Chick.
That's right.
Because they both like to do bone art.
They do. She's
You
very
know it.
she's very creepy.
She is a spoopy lady.
Yeah, but she's leaving with Bounty Master Sinhald to go north.
Okay. Same thing I just said. Who will be accompanied by Jarl Hellman. You will like her. She is unique.
Yeah, if you mean by unique, really, really scary. Just saying, I don't like her at all. I like this one though, and she's like, Callum is pointing at Sabis. She seems.
Sadis, will you join us?
she
We
seems
will be
nice.
making new maps.
Savis sort of takes a look at the journal that's kind of sticking out of her backpack and goes, "We've had assistance before. Sure, why not? In the middle of nowhere. What can go wrong?"
We will also be taking you to a place that was not on your map before. It would
Okay.
probably be best if you kept it a secret. Feel free to make a map, but definitely keep it a secret. But feel free to
Sabis.
make a map.
Savis gets a little sly grin. I can keep secrets.
I reach in my bag and I pull out a mundane earring and hand it to Sabis and say, if you'll be joining us, you probably need this.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's one of the extra ones, isn't it?
Yep.
A
one extra one.
mundane earring?
It
Oh.
just it
It
appears
wasn't
to be
any special,
mundane.
no color.
No color.
Yeah.
It's just a normal earring.
Right.
Savis sort of takes it a little bit of caution and goes, "I'm supposed to wear this?"
Roll an arcane check for me, please, Sabis. It has the smallest bead of temper on it, and it's definitely magical in nature.
You can wear it if you'd like, however you want, but it will allow you to talk to one of us at any time. Allow us to talk to you. Can't talk as a group, just one-on-one.
Savis kind of like feels along her hood for a second, and like she doesn't have any like actual external ears, and goes, "I guess I'll find somewhere to put this." Sort of messes around with it a little bit.
You could wear it as a nose ring. Could do that. Just put it right up in there and just spike it right hard.
I reiterate this to Sabis. You could wear it in your nose or eyelid. You could. I've seen some people just like put it in their skin on their face. However, you
Does it have
prefer.
to be in my skin?
On your skin? I think works. We could test it.
Lowershik, how are you wearing yours?
I don't think I put mine in actually.
No,
'Cause we
you
bought
never
them
did.
and then we.
Yeah,
You never addressed it.
You
I
bought
assumed you
them.
just did a Prince Albert.
Oh my god.
You know,
Oh.
it's a problem I really
30
haven't solved for myself yet.
Well, no, we already discussed that. He doesn't have a ding dong. Remember? He has a cloaca.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I just shove my earring up my cloaca.
um. Okay, so we'll discuss how people are wearing their earrings later. But moving on, Chestolet walks up to you guys and she says, "Let's get everyone together. I have a thing we can do." And she sort of draws some runes on the ground lightly with her finger and then channels some arcane energy into it, and a very large doorway appears inside the room. We can spend the night in here and not have to worry about people following us.
Can I arcane check this? Because I
Absolutely.
might know what it is?
Absolutely. Yeah. You know what it is. It's Mordekainen's magnificent mansion.
Yeah, there it is. It is safe, and we will all be very comfortable. Also, you should join us, just in case anybody comes looking. And I motion to the aunts and the Evie's uncle.
Oh no, they're definitely both just waiting. They're like chilling.
They're kind of in get the hell out of our house mode. Is that what it is?
Yep.
Yeah. Bye bye. Have a beautiful time. All right.
Is there like
we
a
will be safe
table
there.
or like? I assume I'm standing next to Savis at this point because I just handed.
Yep.
Is there a table or anything like near us?
Yeah. There's like a small ramshackle table.
I ask Evie's aunt, do you by chance have any ink or perhaps paint? Something that I can write with?
I do not. I'm sorry.
Sabis sort of, pulls out her notebook and just like walks and sets it on the table and goes, "You could have asked me."
I grab it and say,
Lower
"Thank
chick.
you."
I believe the cartographer might have something to write with.
Sabis starts fucking laughing, takes the journal back, and then pulls out an ink and quill and just sets it on the table. Give it back when you're done.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I pull out 2 of my cards and set them on the table and make it very obvious I just set these 2 on the table. I flip one over so I can see the back, and I just write a note that just essentially says, this card came from me, and I sign it and I draw a seal on it and flip it back over and do the same for the other before handing them to Evie's aunt and uncle.
Mm-hmm.
And say, in the event that things go awry, you can head into the tunnels and show these, and hopefully they'll let you in. If you're ever in danger.
Thank you. And they sort of each put them in their like large jackets. They both have like these huge winter coats now. And you all step inside of this enormous, like illusory demiplane. That the second that you go into it, you're in this giant foyer, and one of the doors is open to a huge feast table with a giant furnace, a giant fireplace that's lit, and like basically anything you could ever want is in this gigantic building in this sort of pocket dimension. Yeah, you could take a long rest, and all of you will be fed. You'll be good.
Sabis is gonna toss 5 gold to the aunt before heading in as a thanks.
Oh, thank you. And she follows. Everybody follows you inside. Yeah, are you guys doing anything with your long rest specifically, or are you just chilling? Oh.
Can I do a history check on Sabis to see if I recognize any insignia, tattoos, a clan, anything like that I might recognize?
Sure.
I assume that'd be history, right?
Yeah.
There
There it is.
I am just dumb.
It's not that you're dumb. It's just that you don't remember right now. It's not pertinent information.
Why not both?
I don't know.
I think
Okay.
it's not allowed to type in things ever while we're playing.
No, never. You can't ever try and find information if it's not combat. I'd like to remember in combat.
It's too bad that you don't have a ghost buddy that might help you remember.
It's true. You
You
know?
can't re-roll natural ones, right?
Oh, no, you can't. That's right. We did say
Oh,
that you
okay.
can't re-roll nat ones.
It's too bad you can't remember so hard that you're not able to get your ghost buddy to help you.
I do think that when you were asked to roll initiative earlier, it worked. So you do have to just say in combat. Like,
I punched
you roll
Vidar in the
history
face. Do
in
I remember
combat?
now?
I would
know
like
that
to do
we're
a
out of
combat
combat
perception.
and not in combat. I'll try that strategy.
I want to push Vidar really hard so we're in combat. Okay, can I try to remember now?
Rep Rap is going to try to get more of Sabas's story from being trapped in the tunnels.
Okay.
Doing his lore keeping, empathy practice, all that.
That sounds good. Whenever she gets back. Actually,
Oh,
you know what the perfect time is right now? I think it's perfect time for a 15-minute break. Unless we want to do something real quick. Loershik, you got something for
I just
me?
want to know if I can ask Callum off to the side to rummage through Sabas's bags to see if he can identify anything.
Oh, okay. We will
Data's
cross.
disappointment in me is
We will cross
great.
that bridge when we get there.
Friends don't spy on friends, Spooky. That's just what it is.
Oh, it's not him spying on her. It's someone else.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, never mind. It's this lizard lord that's sending other people to do his dirty work. That's definitely not spying on people.
No, but what we're going to do is we're going to go on our 15-minute break. And we will see you guys in 15 minutes.
Oh, that was a great time to come back.
I know, right? All right, we're back in it. Welcome back, everybody, to Legendary Tales. Hope everyone had fun. We had a discussion about how Ryan is still waiting on his growth
It is
spurt.
ugly.
Yeah, he's on his waiting for his first puberty. I'm on my second.
The only thing
31 years I've been waiting.
the only thing that dropped on Spooky was his voice. I mean, if your son is anything to tell you about that, he's still waiting for his too.
No.
Jesus.
Kevin's
His
voice is
deep.
Oh,
it is deeper than mine.
No,
Yeah.
it can be. It can be. It isn't always. But either way, we are in Mordecai's magnificent mansion, chilling. We have so first things first. We have Callum. Callum is doing what? Okay, no. We have Technician and Sabas. They're interacting. We'll do that in a second. Vidar, what are you doing?
Mostly standing by the door again.
It's okay.
Getting ready
Vidar,
to
Vidar,
sentry
it
mode.
is safe here. It is safe here. We cannot be attacked here.
He just kind of looks around the. Is there something that I need to be doing here?
You need to be relaxing and enjoying yourself. You're very tense. You will give yourself a massive coronary, or whatever the Warforged equivalent is.
I can relax just fine near the door.
An IO error. A large IO error.
You're programming a thing with Warforged in this universe.
Chaz Talet comes over to Vidar and looks at you and says, "Literally, they cannot come in here. It is actually impossible. It is physically impossible for them to come in here. You do not have to stand by the door. You can actually walk around."
If someone comes in here, we're fucked anyways, aren't we?
Yes, if they are that powerful, we're all going to die. So,
I'm not exactly in need of stretching out any joints. I'm not staying here to keep watch. Just standing.
we'll at least go into the dining room where we're all going to be eating and resting and things. You could at least do that. And she sort of grabs you by the arm and like drags you along with her. She's like, "You are very heavy."
Vidar, you say that you got to know why the world goes around, and you can't find the truth in the things you found, and you're scared shitless because evil abounds. Come join us.
I gotta say, I miss playing D&D with you, Dave. It's been way too long.
Do you go with her, Vidar?
Yeah, by stopping the doorway of the the dining room too.
Okay, so Technician and Sabas. Sabas, what do? You go into this huge mansion. There's like a bunch of food laid out for everybody. What's your first reaction? What are you doing, Sabas?
Sabas is going to take a plate of food and then is going to go find a room where she can sit alone because she needs some time to think about what the hell she's put herself into.
Okay, that being said,
And she will thank Cheslet as well.
okay. Are you gonna try and catch her before she goes? Rep.
Sabas, I would be interested in hearing your story.
Sabas sort of looks at Rip Rap and goes, "Yeah, I got time to tell it.
May I join you?
Sure."
Okay, so you guys go to a different room, and you're hanging out. Do you, Lorishik, do you tell Callum?
I do.
Sabas, what do you do with your bag when you go into that room? Do you keep it on you? What do you do?
Well, Sabas is a paranoid person, so she's going to keep everything on her.
Okay.
Probably just set it on the ground next to her when she gets inside and sort of sits on the... I assume there's a comfy thing in this place that she will sit on.
Yeah,
But
it's
next-
Mordecai's magnificent mansion. There's well-appointed rooms.
Okay. Will you make a perception check for me, please?
I assume you mean me.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Okay. All right. Okay. Do you want to message me anything Okay, I'm gonna message you on Discord in a second.
What have you done? I want my things.
Nothing's being stolen. Nothing's being stolen. Okay, low air chick, what are you doing?
I assume I'm in the dining hall,
Probably looking for meat.
looking for meat. I want to hand what just before Callum runs off, as I was telling him to do what I told him to do. I give him one of my cards, slip in there,
Okay.
and while I'm at the table, who's at the table with me? It's
The aunt, the uncle, and that's it. It's you, the aunt, and the uncle, and Chaslet.
And I'm standing nearby.
You're
I look
at the
back
door.
to Vidar, and I say, Vidar, you seem paranoid. You doing okay?
Yeah, we've just been doing lots of traveling, trying to minimize motion.
Have you ever considered talking to Rep about making yourself a mechanical ward of some nature? So you can, have eyes where you're not.
He does make some pretty interesting things. I should ask him about that later.
Maybe that would help give you some peace so you can power down for a bit. And I assume I found some meat at this point, so I'm just like saying all that with a full mouth and just
Oh,
munching
yeah.
down. I look over to aunt and uncle. Do they appear to be eating?
Oh yeah, they're definitely getting their fill. Basically, they're trading the baby back and forth while each of them like take full bites of like sandwiches and all this other stuff.
I reach out to grab the baby and say, can I hold the baby?
They sort of look at each other and they're like, "Have you held a baby before?"
Oh, many. I've kissed them as well.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Just hold the baby. And then the aunt sort of walks around and hands you the baby, and it's like this small like month-old like thing that's just so precious. What do you do? Do you just hold it? You just
I put it in one arm. I am massive compared to this
Oh
one,
yeah,
I
oh yeah.
assume. So while sitting there, I'm taking bites, and I put it near the baby's face with this like giant drumstick, I assume.
It
and
can't
just,
it can't
try-
it can't eat that. It can only eat it can only have milk. They can't eat meat yet.
And I finish it and toss the drumstick on the plate and just like rub a little bit of the barbecue sauce like on its upper lip and go back to grab some more meat while still holding this baby to give them a break.
Yeah, they chow down and they're like, thank you, like all this other stuff. And Rep, will you make a perception check for me, please? Okay. You
An
guys,
attempt was made.
go ahead. You guys go ahead and have your role play. In the middle of it, though, I'm just gonna let you know. In the middle of the conversation, you see Sabas's bag like jittering and moving every once in a while during the conversation. You're muted.
There we go. Sabas, I know we have only just met. What we have been doing in this world has necessitated me to collect lore from the people that we meet, just in case. But I would be very interested to know what you have been doing the last 3 months. Or what in your life brought you to study the tunnels? What was your life? How are your parents?
Stavis takes a second to think and then gives a nod. I haven't talked to my parents for a while. They weren't too important in my life. I'm an archaeologist by study, trade, kind of my life, really. I mean, you've seen my maps. I've spent years on years, nearly a decade now, mapping tunnels and exploring ruins. I've she sort of picks up her pickaxe from the strap to the side of her backpack and So turns it around. I've also done my own fair share of mining.
Excellent.
She,
Were you
she
mining
seems
for anything?
she seems a little like withdrawn and not as if giving everything up.
Okay. Um. Okay. Yeah. Apparently, I'm indifferent to mysteries now. So fun.
I would think it's more of the physical part of it.
Oh, physical puzzles.
Yes.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Um. Right. Insight check, I guess, actually, to see if I picked that up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sabis, I know that we are new, and you don't really have a good reason to trust us. You don't know anything that we've done, but we're kind of a big deal. Eh. No, that's not what I meant to say. What I mean to say is, we are trying to do the right thing for people out there, and
You can trust me. I'm a celebrity approach. Because that's worked out
it's
well.
always a great approach. Yeah, every time. Um, we are trying to do right by people out there that are being abused simply based on who they are and what they do, the things they have practiced in their life. And I hate to tell you this, but you would fall into that category.
Hmm.
This world hates what is different.
She nods. Yeah. No, I've understood that.
Sorry, I just read the chat. Uh, is there something that you're not telling me?
Well, quite a bit actually. I usually don't want to share it. You are correct. I did just meet you. I have no real reason to, in the first place. But I've been
Okay.
given food and shelter, and well. How about you tell me of you first?
Well, about 3.5 months ago, I found myself in an alley with my faithful companion. And Rep Rap sort of motions to Defender.
That
Um,
badger, right?
yeah, the Badger. Um, who I am now to understand is a creature of my own creation. Uh, Defender is not really a badger. Defender is a steel and wood and living metal, and occasionally can shift themselves into being made to appear different. For a very long time, Defender looked like a fox, but we had a run-in with something that rusted Defender quite badly, and so Defender was in need of a new covering, and that is where I found the Badger pelt.
And as you look,
Sabbath
But
gives a long couple nods, like, okay, we have a mechanical skeleton with a real animal pelt. Okay,
as
all
you
right.
look closer at it, it definitely is like a badger that has it. It doesn't look taxidermied. It looks pretty real, but you could definitely tell that like the eyes and stuff are a little bit off. So
Hmm.
I got to work almost immediately building things. That was the only thing I could remember. That was the only purpose I could find. I don't remember much about myself, unfortunately. And while it would be easy to dismiss that as distrust in turn of your distrust, it is in fact true. I simply don't remember anything before awaking in that alley. Snippets, little things. Interestingly enough, when I held your map in my hands, I felt compelled for just a moment to try and solve the puzzle, but unfortunately, I was then overcome with the sensation that it didn't matter. Nihilism. No. Apathy? I am
That
not
was
great at
nods.
emotions.
That would be closer to apathy.
At any rate, I was found myself looking for new supplies for a project. I had completed several things for various people, including a dirigible do. I will tell you what that is at another time. We've already done that joke. I'm not doing that joke again now. But I found myself looking for new materials, and I happened upon Lorchik and Vidar and Evie in Turfor. And completely by coincidence, discovered that it might be best for myself to follow them. And I have been following them ever since. We had a very unfortunate happening with, I guess it would have actually been longer than 3.5 months, right? Because we were bombing around with
It
Bard
took you
for-
it took you like a month with Yvonne to get all this
Okay.
stuff together and
right.
do
So
all that
I
stuff.
gave you the wrong timeline. Yeah, I gave the wrong
About
timeline.
4 months
but
then.
Four
Well,
4.5 months.
It's
something
been
like that,
it's been a little over 3 months since the cataclysm
yeah.
happened.
The Ilhund incident. Yeah.
But before that, they spent like a month and some change with Yvonne first.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot I messed up the timeline. Yeah. Anyway, so we bonded, trying to work on several issues that we found ourselves involved in. But ultimately, this led to us being involved in a plot of assassination, unwittingly. That's why we are hunted. We usually travel in disguise. You happened upon us when we were coming back to trusted allies. But and this is about the point. Rep Rap starts to notice the bag jiggling about, and just kind of looks at it and looks. Yeah, Rep Rap actually was there for that conversation. Looks at it and looks back to Sabas and says, "But we are now in a position to try and clear our name, to hunt down the person that framed us, and to assist those that are disenfranchised and abused."
That sounds noble enough to me.
We have allies very far to the north, not where we're going now, but very far to the north, that are helping us to hide and house and shelter those that would fall under this oppression. We can definitely take them to you. The other way, we could take you to them.
Well, we're heading north regardless of what I choose, so sure. I don't see why not. North is my goal anyways.
Lorshik, you're holding this baby, and you're like messing with it, like playing with it or whatever, and you hear a noise coming from your bag.
From my bag?
Mm-hmm.
I grab my bag with one arm.
The sending stone is dinging.
I reach in and I grab it. Meat?
And literally it activates and you hear, "Oh, hello! It's me, Casimir. I am feeling better now, by the way. Don't ask how, it was magical, kind of scary. There's skeletons and all sorts of things, but the creepy spiritual guy, don't remember his name now. He scared me, but he got me back up on my feet. Is there anywhere I can come meet you?"
Can I do an insight check on this communication? Is that a thing? And do I like recognize it as Casimir?
You know Casimir well enough that, yeah, go ahead.
To do an insight check?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. I respond to the sending stone and tell him that we are in Skjornsorn, inside of a mansion. I don't quite know where it came from. That has apparated inside of Evie's aunt and uncle's house.
It does have a 24-hour.
knows where it's at, right?
It has a 1-day countdown, so you have to wait until tomorrow to tell him.
I thought it was bi-directional one.
No, it's one direction, Basically, you get one message. He sent you a message for today, and then tomorrow you can send him a message back.
Okay, cool. All right. I don't say that. I'm just like, cool. And I put the sending stone back in my bag while still holding the baby. And then I boop it on the nose.
But your insight check, you're even with it being that low, you're pretty sure that definitely was Casimir in voice, and he didn't say anything out of his like vocabulary, and it wasn't weird. It was not out of his character to talk like that.
Was everyone in the room able to hear that, or was that directly to?
I don't think sending stones go in your mind. That's definitely they could hear it. Yeah.
Vidar, who is already standing by the door, says, "Should I go inform Rep Rep?"
If you wouldn't mind interrupting his conversation just to let him know that Casimir has reached out. If you see any spiders along the way, maybe talk to one of them.
And Vidar goes down, I assume, down a hall somewhere to kind of.
You're looking for him.
Me-
What? So a small invisible sort of small creature takes your hand and guides you to their door.
I just kind of lean in. Technician, we have received a communication from Casimir.
One second, Vidar. So anyway, it is a combination of a blimp and a didgeridoo, a magical instrument that propels its user forward and makes the noise. Brr, rrr, 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 rrr. The didgeridoo. Yes, Vidar.
We have received a sending stone message from Casimir, who appears to still be alive and in good shape.
Last we saw of him, he was sent back to the warbands. He had gained a new tattoo on his back. That was my major concern.
He did not send any information about that other than he seems to be in great shape thanks to Kuzma.
I am concerned. Sabas, would you like to join us, or did you want to rest?
That would take a second. I've met enough new people for today. I'll hear about him later. I will rest.
Thank you for telling me your story, Sabas. And then Rep is going to follow Vidar out.
She responds with as he goes out the door. I'll give you more detail later.
Thank you. All right, so then back to the dining room, I assume?
Yep. You all head to the dining room. Is anyone else going to, besides eating, are you doing anything else before we do your long rest?
Be anxious and then sleep. So,
No, I don't think so.
yeah. My usual night.
Okay. We basically fast forward to the next day, make sure everybody long rests, please.
I did it earlier. I don't know why.
Did Callum ever return to me with information?
Right before you lay down. By the way, in this mansion, literally little servants will, like, as you go to sleep, they will wash your clothes for you and do everything so that when you wake up, like, all of your clothes are neatly folded in front of you and they're washed and all of the other stuff in your bags is clean. Like, they do everything for you. Yeah. They definitely get there. Callum, right before you go to bed, Loershit comes to you and goes, I found one of the maps is signed by writing that looks like your dad's.
I noticed that too. I'm hesitant, I guess, to go back.
What do you mean? What for? What's wrong?
I asked if if she had help with the maps, and said that she did them mostly herself, but I saw my dad's handwriting on a few of these.
Yeah, he didn't draw it.
Don't know.
He just took notes on it.
I'm wondering if he made the maps originally,
No.
provided insight, or
From what I saw when he had his maps out, I think he copied her maps for his shit.
it's possible.
I mean, they're both...
Does it give you concern, Callum?
No, not at all. I mean, other than, oh no, she knows who your dad is. I mean, what could possibly happen? He's loosely associated associated at most.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
she seems all right.
we'll
She's
see.
not carrying around poison or nothing. So, she has a cool
That's good,
pickaxe. You might want to ask her about that. It's quite cool.
To unscrew the head of the pickaxe, check for poison inside, like the handle.
Why would I do that?
I-
That's a lot of work for a ghost. I can only do it so often.
I've seen you crush people's skulls.
Yeah,
Like-
when I physically had a body, yes. Because I was enormous.
Okay. Fair.
Are these rooms soundproof?
Okay.
Yes, they are. Well, mostly. Knowing you, Vidar, you're outside his room, aren't you? Because you don't sleep.
No, I'm in my
So,
my own room.
Oh.
I got forced into my own room because I'm apparently not allowed to stand near doorways.
The servants are using toothbrushes to clean Vidar himself.
no, actually, yeah, they probably would actually like clean out like any dust or like any ash or from the fire or whatever that's in your like little parts. Like they're actually like cleaning you and like maintaining your parts. And same with Rep Rap and the badger. Like they take the badger fur on like the badger skin off of the badger and they launder it. They put it back and it actually looks like brand new and like super fucking nice. It actually came back better quality than than you gave it to them.
Fancy badger.
Fancy badger. Yeah, Vidar, are you trying to listen in on this conversation?
No, I was just wondering if it sounded like he was having quite a loud debate with Callum, if I would hear it through the walls or not.
Make a perception check. I'm going to say, like, if you get a 19 or above, you might hear a little bit of it. Holy fuck, I forgot that you have a +9 to perception. Jesus, that was not high enough for that number. You do hear, like, you definitely hear Loershik talking to Callum, and you know he's talking to Callum.
Yeah, I just ignore it then.
So Loershik, at the end of the conversation, he goes, so if she's coming with us, that means I need to talk to her.
You need to talk to her?
Yeah, she wants some of my power, right?
Yeah, that's right. How about this? Remember the time that we woke up, was it Evie? Scared them?
Yeah.
How about this?
I'm not doing
Find
that to this
something.
new girl. No, it's all. No, I'm not
Why?
doing because
Callum, you're no fun.
yes, I'm no fun when it comes to new people. I mean, let's give it like a little while and then we'll start messing with her.
Hey, yo, Ghost, can we
Okay.
haze the new person?
More or less. I say, okay. I'm sure she'll find out in due time. One of us will start glowing and she'll get inquisitive. Did you leave my card?
I did. I left it in there.
Thank-
It's right
Thank you.
deep in the bottom, though. She's not going to find it for a long time. You never told me to put
She
it on the
seems-
top or nothing, so...
She seems paranoid. She's probably gonna be able to tell the bag weighs like slightly different.
It's
She'll
true.
start figuring.
True. That'll be interesting to see.
Well, I appreciate you, Callum. Thank you.
Oh, I appreciate you, mate. Right. Go to bed. And he sort of like pats you on the head. Walks away.
Do I still have the baby?
No.
Dang.
No, you can't eat the baby. Don't
I eat the baby.
Don't eat the baby. So you take your long rest. You guys awaken with like brand new, fresh clothes. Like Sabbath, they actually take your like your scarf and they launder it and everything, and they hand it back to you, and it's a perfect condition. Even better than when you when they sort of took it from you. Like you didn't really have a choice, but it smells super nice. You get your stuff back. You awaken the next morning feeling refreshed. Your sending stone has refreshed its abilities. What are you guys doing? Let's go ahead and start with Vidar. Are you doing anything specific in the morning?
No, kind of just standing near like the actual entrance to the place and maybe keeping an eye out for Chaslit. She knows the way out.
Oh no, she definitely knows the way out. She's actually like in the kitchen or like the dining room area.
I'm going to ask Chaslit. So, where do you learn to make a door to this place?
I didn't. It's sort of something that came to me after a long time of just not expecting anything to happen. I read book, and then it sort of came to me.
Am I nearby in this conversation?
It depends on if you've woken up or not. Because
Okay.
Vidar doesn't sleep, so he's like awake super early.
Okay.
So I
Let's
don't.
assume I'm still asleep.
Yeah, I think you're probably since you're the only one that really needs to sleep, and Sabas actually needs for full shit. We have 2 people that sleep in this party. Holy shit, that's a first. Technician, what are you doing since you're probably awake too?
I was going to. I was going to talk to Vidar and Lorchik about my concerns about Casimir, so I'm going to go try to wake up Lorchik.
Okay.
Knock, knock. Lorchik. Knock, knock, knock. Lorchik. Knock, knock. Lorchik.
What? Oh God, man.
Hello.
Yes.
I understand we received a message from Casimir last night.
This is the time for this.
It is. The sun
What
is
time
out.
is it?
Presumably, we're in the astral plane. I have no idea. Is
I-
there a clock?
I
There's
just-
there's a clock. There is a clock in the magnificent mansion. What time does the clock say?
It's like 6 a.m.
It is 6. The morning has begun. It is breakfast time.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Lorchik want brekkie?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I like start to crawl out of bed and like throw on my robes. Casimir says that he feels good and he wants to know where we are, but the last time we saw him, he was not in good shape.
Have you told him where we are?
I tried to respond, but the stone wasn't doing anything.
Nope.
I don't know why.
I see. The last time we saw him, he had gained a new tattoo after having been turned by a lich or necromancer? Lich. After being turned by a lich. You remember when he accidentally slipped and fell off that bridge?
Accidentally.
Yeah, accidentally slipped and fell. Yeah. I do, which is why I'm concerned it wasn't that long ago. How could he have recovered so quickly?
I suspect that our friend Casimir may be possessed. I am concerned.
You think that
I
might
tried-
make more sense to?
I tried
Direct
to
him to
find
a
spiders
location.
to tell them to go check. To send the word through the spider grapevine to have them check Casimir. And I did not hear back about this. Did he say anything else that sounded weird? Maybe anything concerning the lich or undeath or his wounds or how he got through that?
He just said he was feeling great, as far as I remember. I keep rubbing my eyes.
I would assume at this point you guys reach the kitchen area. And Vidar
Oh,
heard
good.
the
There are meats.
Vidar here heard that last part, definitely.
But if we heard anything else from Casimir, Vidar looks and says, "Technician, if you're concerned about Casimir, he did say that he was tended to by Kuzma, who seems like has a pretty solid head on him."
You referred to him as a scary guy? What did he call him?
He did refer to Kuzma, but not by name. That is true. He seemed a little out of sorts. But I
Maybe-
would trust Kuzma if that was actually who tended to him.
The other thing that concerns me pretty deeply is that we have only ever had contact from the Sending Stone via Stanislava. It is, in fact, out of the ordinary for Casimir to contact us directly. Oh,
Isn't Casimir get
Sabas.
one of the sending stones with us?
That's a good question, actually. I don't know. I don't think
Because
so.
he's always had a sending stone.
No, he's had
He always had the yeet
whatever the
stones.
opposite of the opposite of the Yeet Stone, though, right? Because he was always our ride home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. You were saying to Sabas?
No, I was saying Sabas is not here. We should wake her for breakfast.
And look around, realizing that Sabas is not here, and say, "Hey, Callum, you wanna go?"
No,
Like
you do it yourself. I'm not
okay.
doing shit.
Vidar is already standing by the door and says, Lorishik, you find breakfast meats. I'll go get Savas.
Thank you, sir.
And
I go
Vidar
meander
walks down the
over
hall,
for food.
I assume escorted by the creepy invisible hand children things.
Yep.
Vidar knocks loudly on the door.
Savas responds with a very sort of like mildly panicked, "Coming! 1 sec. Getting dressed."
No rush, just there is food available if you do that sort of thing.
If you do.
And we will be departing soon. And then heads back to the kitchen.
Savas inside her room, busy putting her backpack back in order and also fucking mending her scarf together to make actual clothing. Is doing her best to get packed up for the day.
One of the ethereal servants is actually casting mending on your scarf to make it fit everywhere that you need.
Well, it already fits. She just the way it works is that she ties it wraps it around herself and then mends it together.
Yeah.
So she
make
grabs her backpack.
make a perception check, Sabas, real quick.
That's twice now.
Yep, 2 nat 1s. There we go. Starting
And
off
they're
strong.
They were both perceptions.
That dice shit
Is
is
this a
contagious.
lizard thing?
I think it is a
are you-
lizard
are
thing.
you killing and get bad rolls?
I'm not actually a lizard folk though, so you know.
Yeah.
I'm half
Is it a
that.
reptilian thing?
If you
I
have
guess.
scales,
Do you have scales?
Vidar, make a perception check. Okay. As Sabas opens the door, you see a little whoosh of something invisible move past her, then not one of the ethereal people.
Did you have any companions with you?
Savas sort of looks at Vidar. No? Oh?
Oh, because I know that Rep has his defender. Didn't know if you had someone with you. I thought I saw something.
And all of a sudden you feel a little weight crawl up your leg and onto your shoulder.
Savas does?
No, Vidar does.
Just kind of does a slight head turn without saying anything.
A giant camel spider appears on his shoulder, like sort of decloaks. She is trustworthy.
That is good. Do we have any other word from around?
Casimir is still soul-stitched on the tattoo. Other than that, no adverse health effects.
So if we received a message from him that he is good, it was in fact from him.
It was from him.
How do you guys send messages to the astral plane?
We are connected in the same way you connect to your companions. Pseudo hive mind. Think illitid technology.
I was told we wouldn't be followed. I guess I should double down on my security.
You don't need to be paranoid. We don't mean harm, remember?
Everyone's just trying to be like Vidar. No,
Uh,
stop.
Sabis, this is the first time you've seen this. It's like a 5-foot wide camel spider. It's just chilling on his shoulder. I don't know if you know what a camel spider looks like, but enormous.
That's cute.
And it's talking to him.
That's cute. Savis just sort of looks at the spider and just, a little happy smile. She likes spiders. She lives in caves. She's friends with spiders.
That's the complete opposite of the other person.
Vidar just says, "Well, that's good to know. We should be getting back to the kitchen. for
I
breakfast."
will be nearby.
Savis gives a little wave to the little spider and goes, "See ya, spider."
And the spider sort of shakes one of its little things, one of its little appendages, and then cloaks back up again.
Savis seems immeasurably happy as she goes to get breakfast. And joins Lorschwick in what I assume is the mass carnivore devouring of the table.
Probably.
When
Yeah.
we get back, Vidar goes, "I did find a spider technician. It appears that Casimir is doing well aside from the tattoo, and it was, in fact, a message from him."
If we decide to invite Casimir to meet us, we should probably proceed with caution. Meet neutral territory somewhere where the Inquisitors wouldn't be there en masse already. Like outside
I
of town
agree.
somewhere.
Indeed, his tattoo might make him stand out.
Vidar, is your spider friend hungry? Did you offer him food or anything to thank
I
him?
told him that we were going to breakfast, but you know how the spiders are.
As you're sitting there, Loershik, you see a drumstick being drug across the table by an invisible force.
I pull my hammer and I put the hammer down on the table right next to where I think the spider would be. Just that's loud enough to be panic.
The drumstick is dropped.
Show yourself.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to scare the people. And you look down the table, and the uncle and aunt are just chilling, just coming inside.
Do you guys like spiders?
They look at you and they're like, "Nope."
Oh, okay. Do you need help carrying any more drumsticks? Is one enough?
I will be fine, thank you. And it
Okay.
just sort of drags it
Is
off the
that-
table.
Is Chaslet here at this point?
Yeah, she's sitting right next to you, just smiling at you, eating a
I-
big vegetarian bowl.
I
Dryads.
eye her food and be like, this place that we're here, the people who cleaned my clothes last night, do I tip them?
No, everything is fine.
Can I tip them?
No, don't do that. You don't have to.
Savis looks at Charlotte as well and go, "But I like tipping people."
Right, so Rep Rap knew what this was, and so he can kind of explain this.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay. Lorchik, this mansion ceases to exist after we leave. So if you were to leave anything here, it's gone. It disappears. So leaving money for people that will no longer exist after we leave serves absolutely no purpose.
Savis takes a bite of salami and then sort of looks at Rip Rap and goes, "We all cease to exist eventually. I mean, I still appreciate the money." Oh,
This ceases to exist much faster.
maybe they'll enjoy more,
I nod
more
my
of the
head.
money with a short life.
There is also the concern that if you give any of them more than the rest, you would have to tip all of them at once. Because if you give one of them more than the rest, they will unionize. It makes everybody's life complicated.
Rep, do you not remember that we're now very wealthy? We are proprietors of a very well-known meat business.
I once did some work for a bard named Dr. Dremsel, and his entire advice to me was save that money.
Samus takes a very thoughtful bite of a piece of bacon and then just sort of nods. I will tip the
You
money
do
later.
you do what you want with your money. I just wanted to explain to you the physics of the situation you are trying to tip in.
While
What's the
staring
physics?
directly at Rep, I go pull out a gold piece and just set it on the table.
They will unionize.
It never moves and no one touches it.
I leave it there. It doesn't. Just leave it there.
All right, you guys eat breakfast, and early in the morning, everyone steps outside the mansion, and yeah, you're back in the house. The fire has gone out a long time ago. The uncle immediately goes to do that and looks around and goes, "Did one of you bring wood in here?" Because there's like a huge stack of wood on the side of the thing, on the side of the wall.
Is that innuendo?
No,
I do not understand.
I mean the wood that was not there last night.
Oh, that would. No.
Huh. Interesting. And he starts the fire up right away. And he says, "Well, if you're leaving, remember you always have a safe place here."
Who says that?
The uncle.
I looked at the uncle and asked, "Did you not bring this wood in yourself when you came in?"
I did not. Not this much.
I look to Vidar and say, "We should check to see if anyone's in this house before."
If Vidar's going to do a kind of a whole sweep of the house kind of thing.
I
It's
will
like
assist.
anxiously walking room to room and peeking corners and stuff.
There's nobody else here.
Is there any other signs of like forced entry or
Not at all.
cover?
The only thing you notice is when you come in, there's a large like pile of snow. Like there's a bunch of piles of snow or whatever.
The doorway?
A bunch of like a little bit of piling of snow and a little bit of remainder of massive footprints.
Do they appear to be bounty masters?
Yeah. Bounty Master brought all the wood in.
I'm going to point out the large footprints and say we're either being assisted by the dragon that Rep waved at, or it was just bounty master returning.
Understood. I look to the uncle and reassure him, "If you're ever in trouble, head to the tunnels."
I will. Thank you. And you guys step outside. True to nature, the snow has stopped. It's left about 3 feet of snow on the ground, but the sky is crystal clear. The sun has not risen yet, or it's just now rising to the east. And since you guys are in like that sort of bay area and the mountains are a little bit farther north, you can actually see the sunrise. It's actually quite beautiful. And you head to the south gate. No one has come out of their houses yet. No one has come out. You guys do see a huge plume of smoke coming from the north area where you guys were. You get to the south gate, and there's a huge carriage pulled by 2 horses that are covered. Technician, you recognize the horses as those tech horses, the tempered horses.
Oh, yes, these.
This must be our carriage that Sinhold has offered it, right?
Sinhold. Sinhold. Knock, knock. Sinhold.
Yeah. He opens the door. What do you want? Oh, haha, welcome. I will be driving the carriage, so if you guys want to step inside. He
Did
sort of
you-
steps out.
Did you bring wood into the aunt and uncle's house?
I did. I wanted to make sure when you got back that they are good to go.
I see. That makes sense. Shall
Did
we?
you get some rest yourself last night?
I did. Enough. I got enough.
You're not gonna fall asleep while driving, right?
Even if I do their mechanical, they go on their own either way.
I can look over the horses while you take a rest. If you...
I'm fine. I will be fine, Lurshik. I appreciate it. You guys might want to put on your disguises, by the way.
Oh, right. Did you... Oh, no, wait. No, hang on. It's the tattoo.
Yep.
I forgot.
I touch my tattoo and I turn black and red.
Okay. Technician gains flesh, and Vidar just gains a face.
No, I don't.
Oh no, you changed completely to a different model.
Phalanx, yeah. It's a different Warforged.
I turn into flesh render.
That's right.
It's just the same, but with the scar. Isn't that right?
No, I look like the deflated All Might version of the what's his name, the butcher guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I don't have it. I think I have it. I have to have it some. Oh, Vyacheslav. Oh, Vyacheslav, the Beast Butcher. You look like an All Might version, deflated All Might version of Beast Butcher. And you guys start making your way north. You get into the carriage, and the carriage is like on the outside. It probably fits 4 people in it. You get inside, and it's that sort of tech that you saw in the warbands, where it's bigger on the inside. Right in the center of this, like, sort of, it looks like one of the warbands tents almost, except right in the middle of it, there's a lowered platform area. It's all wood, but it's all covered in rugs and carpets and stuff and blankets. Right in the middle of it is sitting, what's her name? Jarl Hellman. She has, so, here, I can actually show you the picture of Jarl Hellman. Where are you, Jarl Hellman? There she is. View token artwork. Show players. There you go. She has a big blue tattoo. It's not actually war paint. It's actually tattooed on her face. And she sort of turns to Loershik and she says, "Oh, hello." And she's sitting around a huge
Hello, beautiful.
She's sitting around a huge hookah, by the way. She's like puffing on it. "Come join me." And she beckons you guys over.
I eagerly go and sit next to her.
How
Rep is gonna go sit next to him.
Loershik? Or Jarl?
Sorry, in the circle, but not like next to them.
Okay.
It's a hookah. It's gonna be
Yeah.
It's a
Sabas,
hookah
Sabas,
circle.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
Sitting anywhere, basically. Didn't really pick a spot.
Are you going to sit in the hookah circle, or are you going to sit outside of it?
Just sit like in a little bit in the middle.
Okay.
Sort of lay back.
Vidar, what are you doing?
He goes and sits in the circle somewhat near Rep, and then actually goes, "So, Jarl, why are you leaving the city?"
Because there are things I have to deal with outside. Sometimes as a leader, you have to go outside your bounds and then figure things out from there. I'm actually going to Gunderford to the gardens. I've heard there's a disturbance there.
What kind of disturbance?
I don't know. They did not explain to me. I've heard it's of spiritual nature. Make a
Stay out of the water.
You're right next to her, right, Lorishik?
Yeah.
Make a perception check for me, please. As you're looking at her, her right eye has been focused on you the whole time, unmoving. Like wherever she puts her head, her right eye is looking at you the whole time, and her left eye is looking a different direction.
I'm still disguised, right?
Yeah.
I kind of like lean enough to where she'd have to like move her eye or move her head to follow me. Just like see if there's something tracking me.
Oh no, the eye is tracking you.
Do you see something that you like?
Oh no, it has a mind of its own.
A mind of its own, like its own brain inside of your eyeball.
No, but it knows what to look for and things, and I am just watching you.
Oh. I grabbed one of the hookah pipes, whatever you call them, and hand it to Rep Rap and say, Rep Rap, you should have some.
So he hands you a...
Rep Rap stares it blankly.
Are you good, Rep Rap?
I don't know if this will work for me, but why not?
Okay.
Rep is going to try to hookah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking it up. I was trying to see. This is actually relatively.
If you could suck.
Warforged. No, suck is fine. Because of the whole no food, no water thing. So yeah, the exhale. That's the issue. Also, I see what you tried to do there. I have a snack for you.
Sabas, you see this sort of like interaction between, like, you see the eyeball. You could actually like you're looking at her, and her right eye is just focused in on Loershik super hard, and her other eye is just basically watching you and Vidar and everybody else sit down. Yeah. Are you doing it? What are you doing?
Observing.
Are you just looking, just watching?
Yeah.
Are you
gonna interact?
Are you gonna take a hit on the hookah?
Probably not.
Okay. Do Warforged breathe?
I'm looking it up. I feel like there is something like you can't be drowned because you don't breathe, but let's find out.
I'll look it up real quick. Vidar, what are you doing?
While he's doing that, I want to reach over and grab her hookah pipe out and suck on the hookah pipe and like give it right back to her and then blow the smoke into her face.
Will you make a Constitution saving throw, please? You don't need to eat, drink, or breathe.
Don't need to, but we've already established that sometimes Rep Rap will eat and drink or pretend to be polite.
Okay, so I would say that you could choose to be affected by this if you want to.
Yeah. Fuck it, let's do it.
You will have advantage on the saving throw. Does Lorishik have advantage against poison? Do you know?
Do you have a resistance to poison?
Don't believe I do.
I don't think so either, but let me...
In the attributes tab, on the right-hand side, there will be damage immunities and damage resistance. If it doesn't say poison under that, then the answer's no. Okay.
Nothing.
Okay, so you feel something strange like happening to you, but it doesn't really seem to affect you yet. What else do we have? Go ahead and make your Constitution saving throw at advantage.
At advantage.
Rep.
Saving throw at advantage.
Yeah, you don't feel anything either right now.
Okay.
It tastes like orange and sandalwood.
Got it.
And it smells of sandalwood. So it actually smells really nice in here.
Refreshing.
Vidar, do you want some?
Hands the pipe to Vidar.
Vidar kind of just sits there and says, I'm not sure if this would work, even if Rep pretends that it does. And I think I would rather keep all of my wits about me anyway. And kind of just passes it back.
I look over to Bounty Master Sinhold and ask if he wants to join us.
No, thank you. I have to watch on the road. After a blizzard, you have to watch for dragons and other things.
Oh, Rep made friends with the dragon.
Yeah, so
Well-
he thinks.
I made its acquaintance. We did not even really exchange friendly gestures. We didn't exchange rude gestures. That's a good start.
That's fair.
You're going to fall in love and make Rep dragon babies.
At this point, I think Rip Rap has to dual class as a bard, though. That's basically
Just as you're sitting there, Sabas, Jarl Hellman offers you the pipe. You don't have to if you don't want to. Are you going to take it?
Going to assume you just said something to me. Sorry, I have a habit of phasing out.
I know, you're good. The Jarl is offering you the pipe from the hookah.
Sure. Fuck it. She's friendly.
Do you have you don't have resistance to poison, do you?
Probably not.
Constitution saving throw, please. Wow. All of you rolled like really well. Yeah. You're just it tastes really nice and it doesn't feel terrible.
She hands it back and says, "Thank you. It's quite pleasant."
You're welcome. Loershik, are you gonna contact your boy?
I look to Sinhold and ask, where will we be making our first stop, do you think?
We are going to travel since our horses don't have to rest. I think we're going to go nonstop all the way to Gunderford, if not farther. Because you need to go to Trimbal or the close area, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So
I look over to Vidar and Rep and ask, should we have Casimir meet us in Gundaford?
somewhere public.
At least he knows where it is, right?
It would make sense.
By the way, Loershik, you can see Callum. Callum sits next to Sabas and grabs one of the hookah pipes. And you can see smoke like building up in like a big lung-shaped area.
I just, like, not looking directly at Callum, I just blurt out, I thought we weren't going to be messing with the new people.
What you mean? And you see like a bunch of smoke coming out. Sabas, you actually see this next to you. Like a bunch of smoke is like filling lung-shaped thing, and then it just starts going out.
So Sabas freaks out a little bit and just like leans back against the bench, getting out of the fucking circle, and goes, "Okay, someone fucking explain to me what just happened."
Tell her it's what she smoked. Tell her she doesn't know what's going on.
Vidar chimes in and is already going, that's why I don't touch that stuff.
Is the
Sabas
hookah
sort of
messing
I
with your
don't know
brain?
what you're talking about. This doesn't seem to be affecting me at all.
Sabas looks at the lingering smoke and then looks at everyone and goes, "Hi, I'll be over here now," and just backs herself into a corner and just sort of puts her head in her knees and is like trying to fucking figure out what the hell she just saw.
Lower
Actively
chick,
processing.
Lower chick, was that Callum?
I nod and I look over to Callum and say, you should make her feel a little bit more comfortable. She seems nervous.
It's fine. I got it. Sabas, as you're sitting there in the corner, you feel this sort of presence
Oh no.
for a second as you see a very large, like ghostly figure sort of walking over to you, and then you sort of feel it, and you can hear a second voice in your head for a moment as your skin sort of has this like sheen over it that's like red and ghostly. Hello.
I yell out to Sabas. Sabas, meet Callum. He's already met you, I guess. He's friendly.
Sabas looks at Lorschwick wide-eyed and goes, "Wait, who the fuck now? Who was in my brain? Who was talking to me?
Callum. I'm Callum.
Okay, you told me your name, but Lord, who is this?
Oh, he's just a king that we dug his bones up out of a... It's a
What
long
we?
story, but...
What we? Lorchick,
Okay,
what we?
I
I
took his
specifically told you
bones.
not to touch those bones.
He's possessed me. He has now revealed himself to our
Well,
group here, and
technically he's cursed.
So wait, so am I cursed?
No, you're not cursed. No, at all.
I'm not cursed. Okay.
No.
So he's cursed.
I-
So why are you in my brain?
He wanted me to introduce myself to you.
see when you think you might need a little extra hand, Callum can come and offer you a very large extra hand.
Yeah, my hands are quite large, actually. And, like, as you sort of look at your hand, you can see his are, like, fucking huge over it.
Sabas just kind of stares like 1,000-yard stare out the back of the cart, and takes a second to think, and then goes, "Nice to meet you. Please get out of my head before I freak out."
Sure, right. And you see him sort of step out, and you see... Callum is like 11 or 12 feet tall. How big is Callum? He's giant. He's a giant man, right? I don't remember.
He's very, very large.
But you see this huge figure step out of you and sort of wave at you, and he's got this big ginger beard and like this he's got his hair in a man bun, and he's like ridiculously ripped. He has like this white linen clothing on. He looks very well kept, and he sort of fades away.
As he starts to fade away, I take another hit of the hookah, and I blow a giant puff of smoke towards his direction to like outline his figure, so she understands that like he's still present.
Yeah. You see like the sort of smoke wash over him as he completely dissipates. You can see like that he still exists, but it's just barely there. You know, he is palpable when he wants to be, is what you can take from that.
Sabas takes a long, very, very long few breaths of "let's not panic right now."
I don't want to have a panic
And,
attack. Please don't give me a panic attack.
Sabas, it is okay. It is okay. Callum is friendly. He's with us. I know this is a lot to take in.
Part.
I know
he
this
was in
is
my
a lot to
brain,
take in.
and he left my brain. So I would assume he's at least a friendly ghost, because usually unfriendly ghosts stay in your brain.
I know it's a
I
lot
just-
to take in, but we thought it
just-
was important that you were aware of Lowerchick's boyfriend.
Whoa, yeah. Daddy is probably more appropriate in this sense.
Sorry, Skull Bone Daddy.
Sabas
over
lets
to
out a very,
Callum and
like,
smile.
very stressed laugh, and goes, "Okay, is there anything else I need to be told? Anything else? Anything at all?"
There used to be a fourth member of our party. She left to focus on her business.
Okay, that sounds
You're
normal.
You're an archaeologist. Have you never encountered a cursed object that put ghosts in your brains before?
No, I've not.
I think she
So
knows
here's
better
the-
than to touch shit that doesn't belong to her.
Are
Do-
you
am I
are you a
Callum
good
now?
archaeologist?
Or is Lordship the only one who hears
Lorshik is the only one that hears Callum.
Are you even a good archaeologist if you've never found cursed objects like that before?
I didn't say I've never found them. I've never touched them. I've never dug up bones that didn't want to be touched.
This is why you don't touch random bones, Lowerchick.
Listen,
Protocol.
I
you know,
avoid these
Protocol.
things. They tell you to avoid these things. I avoid them. I take them to the wizard. Well, if they're alive, I doubt she's alive anymore. I take it to her, and she tells me if I can touch them.
that's a good idea.
She like lifts her hand up and has a ring of warmth on her middle finger. It goes, she told me I could touch this one. I like this one. This one makes me happy. That
You
does
are
not
quite
make me happy.
You are quite the cheerful person.
Listen, I've had a lot of. I'm digesting some information. You see, do you ever just I reintegrate into society after like maybe 4 months of just doing things, and then they tell me that an entire continent doesn't exist? I don't think that fast. Please show mercy.
Right. And you guys feel the cabin sort of shake as you guys start your way off. You guys make it to Tour 4. It takes you guys a couple days to get to Tour 4 because the snow slows you down significantly. It would normally take you 2 days. It takes you 3 days to get up there. Are you guys doing anything in those 3 days that need to be done? Are you responding to Casimir? What are you doing?
Casimir.
What do you say to him?
We never really decided on whether or not we're going to ask Casimir to meet us in Guneford. Should I ask him to use his Yeatstone to get back?
I think we should, but we should make sure that he meets us somewhere public. Possibly the gardens, if there's something going on there.
I think that's fair. Are you okay with this, Jarl?
I am fine with whatever. I'm along for the ride.
Okay.
I assume that your party
sending
member
snow.
has done something wrong for you to need to meet him in public.
We are
Uh,
concerned he
he-
may be under the influence of somebody else.
Oh, that is a fair thing.
Died,
Oh, yeah,
kind of.
kind of. How does one kind of
Yeah.
die?
I don't remember.
He
Rep
slipped
was it
off
you
of a
who pushed
bridge.
him off the?
He
You pushed him
slipped.
off the bridge, right?
He accidentally
Okay, so
fell off the
Rep
bridge.
pushed him off a bridge.
I did not.
To
It was
kill him
Defender. It
intentionally.
was Defender.
He instructed his anyway. He was dead, and now he's not dead anymore. We just want to make sure he's not like still not dead, or
You
still
mean
dead?
undead,
You know
the
best.
term for the
the
living
word.
that were resurrected in a necrotic manner? Or necromancy?
Well, I mean, technically he's undead regardless, but is he a good undead?
No,
You know?
there's no. If you're alive, you are not undead. Was he resurrected or was he raised?
I have no idea.
He was revivified.
Savas looks at Lord Chick and goes, "This is an important question to know."
He was revivified.
Oh, so he's
I can
alive.
tell you-
He's alive then.
Would-
He's not undead.
But he's soul
Jarl,
stitched.
Jarl, would it help if I told you the entire story?
It would.
Okay. So as it happened, we happened upon a lich, and this lich was doing lich shit, and we fought the lich, and Casimir fell in battle, and the lich turned Casimir before we were able to pick him up, which was unfortunate. It was just unfortunate timing. We tried to use a very special flower to do this, and it took a little bit more doing than we had planned for. Unfortunately, the lich was able to turn him first. As Lorechik has pointed out, Casimir slipped and fell into a chasm from a bridge, and because of that, he died. We were able to take him to a village and revivify him. Specifically, did I say Callum? I meant Casimir. Specifically, Callum was able to revivify him. And then we sent him back to the warbands to rest up and heal. He
Interesting.
is, however, soul-stitched, and most likely by the lich.
He is soul stitched, or a piece of him is soul stitched, because people
His-
don't
his
get
back.
soul stitched.
The tattoo on his back.
Okay, so if a lich did this, it cannot be the lich's soul. Because soul stitching is very specific in the rules in which it happens. It has to take a living person and put their soul into an object. So whatever happened to Casimir is not soul stitching.
Admittedly, I don't entirely understand the prospects of lichdom, but is it not true that liches must have a phylactery, the phylactery containing their soul, which would be the same in principle as soul stitching?
Except it cannot be a living being. That is set by the rules of the universe. As far as I know, there are no such thing as living phylacteries. I think that would make it so much worse. Because there's no way to guarantee it still exists.
Jarl Hellman, with all due respect, I don't understand lichness myself. I can't imagine there's any limit to their horribleness.
I would say that it's not the rules of their horridness that we're thinking about. It's the rules of life and undeath and the way they work in this universe, right? We understand that temper, as itself, is a combination of life and magic, right? You can have them both in the same place, but the idea of undeath is the complete opposite of life. So you cannot have life and undeath in the same place. You get what I mean? Because the fuel for being a lich is storing your soul in something else that is not living. You cannot have a life and a soul. You cannot have two souls in the same vessel. It doesn't work that way.
Do the soul waveforms cancel each other out?
I don't know what that means, but sure. So whatever happened to your friend is not actually soul stitching.
So it is either not soul stitching or he is soul stitched by somebody other than the lich. One of those two must be true.
Yes. It's only one soul. And if it's not his soul, then he's already dead. So he's already gone. So.
Is there a way we can tell?
Yes. You need a knowledge cleric or someone who can cast divination to talk to one of the gods, possibly. They could tell you easily. If you could find a voice, any of the voices could work. Because they all have that sort of power. And this whole conversation has been happening. The Jarl has been non-stop switching from Loershik to Vidar to Technician to Sabis with her right eye has been like basically going all over the place, just watching your guys' reactions and stuff. It does seem that your party cares dearly for this man. And I assume that where you have base, they have to have someone that can speak with dead, correct?
Yes. It is.
That would be
emotionally
one.
And it is emotionally and physically taxing for them.
I think that someone would be able to talk to the dead could find out very quickly whether or not it's your friend.
Perhaps we should message Kuzma directly. If Kuzma is the one that Casimir claims to have been healed by, Kuzma might have some insight here.
Should we use the spider network instead of the sending stone? Because if Casimir has the other end of the sending stone, there's no way to message him directly. Did Casimir get an earring? No, right? Because
no, he was not there.
No, yeah, he wasn't there for that.
Okay.
Perhaps we should send the message to Casimir to let him know to meet us in Gunderford, but then send a separate message through spiders to Kuzma so as to not raise any suspicion with Casimir if there is in fact something up.
Or we could tell him to bring Kuzma with him.
But he could choose not and just give us a reason for him not doing so. I think that we should... Hey, Sinhald, how many days until we get to Gunderford?
3. We have 3 more.
If we ask the spider network now, I'm sure they can get the message to Kuzma before the 3 days, and we just tell Casimir to meet us in Gunderford in 3 days. Or we wait until the last day and tell him that we are now in Gunderford, send him the message then so we can't leave early, and that gives the spider network enough time to send the message to Kuzma.
That sounds like a sound plan. We should do that.
What did you need to
Zara,
say?
you seem to...
Loershik, you hear from right behind you.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Would you mind sending Kuzma a message in the warbands?
Sure.
And ask him to speak to the dead and see if Casimir is actually Casimir. And ask him if Casimir is doing okay.
Sure. I could do that right now.
I would appreciate that greatly.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
meat or anything? I pull out like a piece of jerky and offer it to the spider.
And like it just takes it and it like disappears.
Thank you for your help. I
Thank
appreciate
you. And you see like the cloth at the top of the carriage sort of wriggle up.
I think we're good.
You send the message off. Sabas, over the next couple days after talking to Callum and stuff, what have you been doing during this like sort of conversation that we're having and stuff right now?
I think Sabbath is just spending the entire time processing.
Yeah. Okay. Just takes a little while, a little bit longer to process
Yeah,
for her.
her life has just been flipped fucking upside down.
Oh, let's see. It's only the tip of the iceberg right now, too. That's the best part.
Yeah, she'll probably be in the back, just probably just religiously sorting through her backpack as a way to try and distract herself.
You do find a runestone that's very familiar to you.
The card
Yeah,
was left in there.
the Lorisha card's like a little tiny stone tablet that's like engraved with, what's it say on it, Lorisha?
I can send it to you.
Yeah.
Does the Sabbath speak Draconic?
Yeah.
Uno momento. I have it. I just pulled it up. It was this, Devin.
It was, okay.
And this was the title. This is my full title. You want to
Okay.
share what you want to share?
It basically is like a sort of, it's sort of like a, almost like an ID card or like a thing that you've seen historically that people, a specific group of people that you've never really met, like refer to themselves, and they have like these things that they give to people that are like sort of tokens of affection sort of thing that's like a form of communication that only certain lizard folk have. And I'm going to send you the stuff that you understand.
Okay.
This specifically is the main part of it that you understand is this right here. So that's what it says on it. But that's what you find in your backpack. I assume that you're journaling and stuff too the whole time, right?
She doesn't really keep a journal. She just makes maps.
Okay.
She mostly is just sorting through everything, reorganizing her tools, investigating some shiny rocks that she's kept just out of like,
Yeah.
I want to not lose my mind sort of kind of mood.
Fair. You guys make your way up. Are you sending any more communications or no?
Are we at Gundaford, or is this like one day has passed?
Your 1 day has passed. The spider makes its way down to you right as you're waking, and it like decloaks itself like right above your face. I did not want to wake you,
God.
but I have message back. Kuzma did attempt. No result. It did not work.
Did he say that Casimir is doing okay?
Yes.
Thank you. I do appreciate your help. Any other messages from Kuzma?
No.
Thank you. And I like reach over to my bag and grab another piece of jerky and offer it to the spider.
It takes it immediately and scuttles up the thing and cloaks itself again.
I assume we were just sleeping in the carriage.
Yeah.
If Sabbath is awake, she's gonna wave by the spider because she seems to really like it.
And this one appears to be a different one. They all have these dark red markings, either like paint or like their hair is like red because they're some of them are hairy. They're just different variations of like giant spiders.
You can tell.
And
She's just happy to stay out of them.
You guys eventually make it to Gunderford. What are you doing?
Sorry, did we ever hear back from Casimir that he was going to meet us in Gunderford?
You did not send that message. Were you
We
gonna?
never send a message.
Were you gonna
Oh, we
send
didn't
it?
send that
Were you
message.
gonna?
I misunderstood. No, I misunderstood. I thought we did send that message.
No, you were waiting to send it until you got to Gunderford, so he wasn't waiting or like anything like that.
Gotcha.
That's what I got from that conversation. Ow.
Yeah, I misunderstood. There's a thing there. Watch out for that.
I know, right?
I pull out the sending stone and I look to Vidar and Rep for approval. And they both nod.
Have him meet us in the gardens.
Meet. And I assume the stone lights up. And I say, Casimir, we've made it to Gunderford. Would you mind meeting us in the gardens? We're here investigating something with Jarl
Hellman.
We have Jarl Hellman, and we have someone new with us that you should meet.
Okay. And the sending stone shuts off. It sends it out. And the cart stops as soon as you get to Gunderford. Who's leaving first?
Rep is, but in disguise as Phalanx.
Okay. And then
Vidar hops out after him and is kind of already looking around just to make, just thinking that we need to make sure that we have a clear spot to meet with Casimir.
On the way out, Savas is gonna ask about everyone's disguises. Because, yeah, what the fuck?
We must travel incognito. I explained this. We are hunted.
So it's specifically you.
In the explanation, he did say that basically there are wanted posters for them everywhere. So they have.
I got from that was just mages. I didn't realize it was just them too.
Also, just us specifically. The nature of the explosion of the continent of Nilhund was cast in such a light that we were made to appear to be responsible.
That was nuts. All right, understood. I missed that. Let's keep going.
Okay.
I will follow Vidar out, and before I step out, I look over to. Am I pronouncing it right? Is it Sabas?
Yeah, Sabas.
Okay. I look over to Sabas and say, "What clan are you from?"
Clan? I'm not a lizard folk. I'm distantly related. I do not belong to any clan.
You were born underground, I assume?
Yes.
What city are you from?
Isk.
Very nice. I assume I recognized Isk.
Isk is one of the distant cities far, 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 far north.
Got it. Okay. Well, it's been a pleasure getting to know you. I can't wait to see how our relationship grows. And I step out.
You enjoy similar tastes in meat.
I giggle as I leave.
Savas is gonna jump out following.
You guys make it to Gunderford. I need everyone to make a perception check, please. Holy crap, starting off strong. Oh my god. Even with a 6 and your okay rolls, you turn and the watery gardens are on fire. There's a massive plume of smoke emitting from the entire gardens.
Oh.
We've all met what's his face at this point, right? The guy in the water.
Yeah.
I book it. Like, is the fire like completely covering everything? Like I can't get to the pond?
Yeah, it's completely covering everything.
Never mind.
That you can see from where you're currently standing. Directly in front of Vidar is someone that Vidar recognizes. There's an old man dressed in a raggedy uniform, on his knees crying.
Roots, what's going on here?
I don't know. And he looks back at you, and there's literally like tears flowing down his face.
Did this just happen?
Yes. Alchemist, fire. And you can see that he's like, he's dying inside.
I lean down to the ground and try to see if I can find any spiders or like attract any spiders.
None are responding to you.
Vidar turns around and did Jarl Helman follow us out of the carriage?
She did.
So what spiritual issue was it that you were coming here for?
Apparently anger. I don't know. And she sort of like starts making these huge runic inscriptions on the ground. And begins to cast like this massive spell that causes a huge cloud to start to loom over this area. And immediately rain begins to fall as she casts this gigantic spell.
Chestlet, have you ever seen anything like this before?
She turns to you and, like, with a blank stare on her face, she says, no. But I can hear them screaming.
Who is them?
All of the plants. All of them.
Jarl, you said it was an issue with anger. Who is angry?
I do not know, but it appears to be some sort of spirit. And in the back of your guys' mind, you can hear like all of your minds hear this sort of breathing as if someone is like right behind you on your shoulder, but there's nobody there.
Mm.
I look over to Callum and ask him, can you go to the lake and try to see if drowned Ben is okay? And if he is, find some way to get him to safety. I'm not sure what you can do. I just want to know that he's fine.
And he just nods at you and begins to book it, like, just right into the thing. Sabas, this is your first time at the gardens. What was this place actually called? It was it's
the garden district, but there's a specific name for like the big garden.
I don't remember what it's called, but basically
Willow Grove.
The what?
Yeah, Willow Grove. Yeah.
Willow Grove. So this is the largest collection of all of the plants of the world together. All of them.
Mm.
So there's like one of every plant that's ever existed in this world, all in one place, and it's currently on fire.
That is extremely depressing.
Yeah. And then, is anyone going to explain what Roots is? Or are you just going to leave him crying? Okay, so here's, I think what we're going to do is before we do anything else, I think we're going to leave this episode because we're right at that time anyway. And we have something super planned for next time anyway. But what we'll do is we'll leave it with the second that Callum starts jumping off, you hear a very loud crash of thunder as rain begins to fall down. And you can see some of the fires being put out, but some of it is not. As Casimir comes crashing out of a huge lightning strike. He's like, right, what's going on? I'm ready. And he's like, so this massively bulky man wearing barely any clothing at all comes running out. He has a massive red bear tattoo on his chest, and he has his great axe ready, and he's a giant giant lizard's tail coming out of his tailbone. Right, who are we killing?
Hello, Casimir.
Hello.
What tails are we?
What?
Your tail.
Yes.
That's new.
Every
Did
time I
Kuzma put
rage,
that
it
on you?
happens. What? What do you mean? You haven't seen it?
No.
I am literally a beast rager. I have beast aspects. I can have claws and teeth and things. I chose a tail this time. Who are we killing? And he
At
punches.
the moment, nobody.
He punches himself in the face to make sure he stays raging.
Ideally, we kill no one. In fact, we should be trying to keep people alive at the moment.
That sometimes involves killing people. I mean, every person that you kill could potentially be 10 people saved. I am just saying this.
I walk over to Casimir and put my hand on his shoulder and say, we don't know if anyone in particular is a bad person yet, but maybe perhaps you can talk to Roots for us and figure out what's going on. He seems a little panicked.
Oh, of course. He puts his thing on his back and his muscles like sort of calm down for a second and his tail disappears and he goes, "Is that the new person?"
Yes,
Casimir,
this is Sabas.
Hello, Sabas. I am Casimir Bloodbath. I am what's known as the big man who kills people. That's my job. I kill people.
That's me.
Sabas nods a few times. I can tell.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I am here most of the time when I'm not pushed off a bridge by an ally.
That was an
He
accident.
slowly turns to technician. Was it an accident?
It was an accident that we were not able to pick you up in time, and my only reaction to your immediate rage that you were putting the party in danger was to move you off of the bridge. I am sorry if this has adversely affected our friendship, Casimir.
Oh, absolutely not. That was just giving you some shit because it's funny. I would have done the same shit. I mean, the easiest thing is to kick someone off a cliff and then have them die at the bottom. It's actually super easy. I would have done the same shit to you. Actually, no. I would have killed you in a way more horrible way. So,
That was my concern.
that's fair, though. I mean, if anyone here is a threat, it's definitely me. Not looking at Lizard Boy, obviously. But still, what's going on? Why is this place on fire? What did you do?
We did not. We just got here.
I don't believe. Well,
Was insight check.
yeah, he's definitely about to incite the shit out of you.
Sabas kind of shrugs. Hey, we did kind of get here. Give him fire.
And he rolled a nat 1. Brilliant. He doesn't believe you. Look at this shit.
Casimir, Casimir, you may not trust me very much, but everybody else here can tell you we literally just got here. Roots can tell you we literally just got here.
Casimir,
Oh.
how do we know that you just got here?
Because I came through the Yeet Stone.
You seemed awfully ready to fight by the time you had even arrived.
But yeah, anytime you guys show up places, it's usually between people hitting each other. I'm just saying, it's sort of violence follows you. I mean, would you rather me be ready or just like willing to just be nothing? I mean, rather be ready to fight than not ready at all. I'm just saying these things, you know? I do have to protect my child, after all.
Rep Rap is just going to nudge Vidar. Everything is a nail.
What? Am I
It's-
a hammer? I am the hammer.
You are the hammer.
And he
Casimir.
flexes, and his like bulging muscles are just ridiculous. Wait, where's the hot one? Where does
She left.
Oh,
Focus on her business.
oh, well, yeah. And she offered me a job to have sex with people. How weird is that? Can you imagine me?
The parallels between fighting and sex are not that dissimilar.
Oh, that's true.
No, they're really not. They're quite similar.
Fair.
If
Except
you're doing it correctly, as I understand from books.
if I wasn't married, I absolutely would do that because I'm hot as shit. Let's be real. I mean, look at my fucking muscles. He like flexes and he's like, yeah, I'm sexy. Don't worry about that.
She recognized you had a son, so you were definitely familiar with the mechanics.
Oh, I am intimately, you might say.
Don't
Well,
be gross, Kaz.
oh, that's not gross. It's just It's just incubating humans and humans. It's fine.
It's a people turducken. Why do you have to put it that way?
Even in front of like the travesty of a huge garden being on fire, Samus is fucking laughing her ass off.
You should not be laughing. This is quite a somber moment. I mean, all these plants are dying. Let's be real for a moment.
We got rain.
Yeah.
I can do to work on it.
These plants are dying. We
fun.
should get to the bottom of this. We need to understand what happened here, and then Rep is going to start trying to look around for docents, but I imagine that's next session.
Yep. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end this episode. Right where we're sitting at the in the Willow Grove gate, essentially. I hope everyone had fun. Everyone have a great week. Have a safe weekend. Don't be mean to people. Be nice. You know.
Also, no.
That's my word of advice this week, is don't be a dick. So yeah, hopefully next Tuesday, right? Hopefully next Tuesday. Is that the plan?
Yeah, it should be. Yeah.
Yeah, I should be free.
Okay.
You free? Midnight on Tuesday?
We'll plan around next Tuesday. If not, we'll let you know in the Discord. All right. Everyone have a great day. Bye.